so that we can be able to conclude. One I'll just want your comment on, and then we'll give you a written response, and then one we can delve on. So let's look at failure to prepare operational budget. May you read that query? And again, it's under report on lawfulness and effectiveness in the use of resources. Failure to prepare operational budget. Auditor? The query.
Thank you, Chair. Failure to prepare operational budget. The statement of comparison of budget and actual amounts reflects final income budget amount of Kenya shillings 125 million, which was not supported with an approved operational budget. This was contrary to Section 14, subsection 1 of the Nzoia Elimu Bursary Fund Account Act 2014, which requires that at least 3 months before the commencement of each financial year, the board shall cause to be prepared estimates of the revenue and expenditure of the fund for that year, and the board shall lay the proposed estimates before the executive committee member for education for review and approval. In the circumstances, management was in breach of the law. Thank you, Chair.
Governor, your response?
And we have just a one-line response there. That the approved and reimbursed fund operational budget is available for audit review.
Is now available?
Yes.
Is now available?
That's the import of the response.
Auditor?
Thank you, Chair. I think we noted that. We also saw the attachment. However, we note that there is no evidence of approval of the estimates by the CEC responsible. However, in normal circumstances, they should have come while we were in the field. While the audit was ongoing, it should not even have found its place in this report. Thank you, Chair.
So are you suggesting that this can only be confirmed in the next audit cycle? This is one of those issues, right?
This is one of those that will be lost because if a signature appears maybe on the original document, then we might say it was available, or it's available. It's now available, as the as the governor has said. But in future, probably let's have the budget and all the accompanying.
Yeah. In other words, and I want to say that perhaps comment on this one or two, but in other words, this is a case of late submission of documents, which then certificate has been raised, Governor. You cannot re-audit. You cannot reopen the certificate. It has been closed. There was no submission of this document at the time that it was needed. So we take it in our recommendation. I think that senators can comment on this, but we've commented on this a number and a number. We will take it in our recommendation that we want to be lenient on late submission of documents. Section 62 of the Public Audit Act will apply, especially for this fund next time those documents are not given. Senators, is that okay to go with? Okay.
Mr. Chairman, just to add, you know, some of these things, no, we come here to respond to them. But ordinarily, how would the governor know that this is about an operation budget?
I think
in the course of my work as a governor, particularly with the strategic direction of a county government, how would I ordinarily know that the bursary fund does not have an operation budget?
There are two things. Number one, I would help you. The CEC responsible, and that's why I'm telling you that don't worry, we will do the work for you. We'll just hold your office accountable. Because if you read section 149 that I was referring you to, their JDs there basically, what they're supposed to do. Of course, I'm not trying to excuse you, because as an executive under 179, you must take keen interest in the running of this stuff. In fact, ordinarily, there are almost 7 meetings by the auditor that at least in one of them, you should have a bird's eye view position on what the audit queries are going to be. And I would believe that the auditors perhaps invite the executive and the relevant officers. So then you'll be able to pick. But the CECs have got serious responsibility in terms of being able to keep you posted on what is going on. So if they're not doing their work, that question, ask them after this when you're with them, perhaps in your cabinet, and then call them to order. Senator Kisang.
What I wanted, what the governor said, I want to find out, you know, as the CEO of the county, I believe you have regular cabinet meetings. And in your cabinet, I believe also your CECs and chief officers, they have performance targets. They sign performance with you. I believe the CEC sign with you, and then maybe CECs sign with the chief officers going down. And one of the things they have to sign is including these funds. You know, basically, so that, you know, the law says, your own law says, basically 3 months before the end of the financial year, they should have prepared a budget. So those are the things that, you know, when you're meeting them, have you done this? Have you done this? And then when you are doing appraisals, when they're being appraised,